What is going on, my fellow internetians? Is that a word? Hope you guys are doing good. Welcome to the show. I'm excited to be talking about everything Amazon influencer and brand deals. And you can ask me any questions you want. Find a chat near you, comments, what have you, and drop them in there, and then I will bring them up on the screen. It'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun. So I'm excited about live streaming again. I got all my stuff reset up here, and I got my new little gidgety gadgety thing where all my cameras go into, so I'm not glitching all over the place. Let's say hi here to my guy, Side Hustle Shuffle. Look at this guy. This guy is a hustler and a shuffler. Sorry, I had some like dog hair or something flying in front of me. Gross. But anyway, what's up? Good to see you. Hope you're doing good, man. And I'm excited about the show. And so I did prepare some questions that I often get asked, so I wouldn't be standing here just talking to myself or sitting here talking to myself. So I will go over those here in just a minute. But if you're interested in the Amazon program, maybe you've never been a part of it, you don't know what it is, you can go do some research on your own. I got a video on my website, billythorpe.live, where you can go through and see the entire process, beginning to end, of how to apply for the program. And I give you my best practices. I'm not here to say that I'm the know it all guy who can get anyone into the program, but I will say that I'm at 100% success rate for everyone that I've tried to help get into the program that was qualified for the storefront. I help them get in to the second tier, which is getting their 3 videos approved. So I'm not going to talk through the whole process. If you're interested in it, go to billythorpe.live, go to resources, and I have a video there talking about that. And I also have another one about live selling. What is up, Pinnacle AI? My guy, Pinnacle Charles. Charles, I would be going live in my group right now, but I could not get the RTMP to work. Excited for that fix though, and also thank you for the little meetups, the little group meetups that you put in there. So if you are watching, be sure to hit that chat. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what the temperature is. I'm here in Puerto Rico, and it is beautiful outside. A little bit of a cold front, but I don't know what that even means. I guess it's not 89, it's 86. So maybe that is what's going on. So several people jumping in here, so really appreciate it. And once again, if you have any questions about the Amazon Influencer Program, if you have any questions about brand deals, just put a Q colon in the comments, and then I will be able to see them easier. And make sure you put a question mark at the end of it. However, to get us, Macy just said this is 65 in Missouri. I'm out. That's a hard no for me. I'm out of there. So yeah, I'm a hard no. Let's see, how does this work? There we go. Cool. I'm learning how ECAMM works again in the live thing. So I'm working. Okay, fix is coming soon. We will send you a temporary link to use in the meantime. Oh, okay. Here we go. Let me make this a little bit bigger. There we go. It's my biggest comment yet. So trying to figure that out. All right, awesome. All right, let's see. Let's check in with some more people, and then we'll jump into this. Greetings. I'll be a bit distracted multitasking. How could you? How could you? Awesome, fun things. Be multitasking. Going into the 30s tonight. That is insane. Let's see. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, 52 degrees. No, thank you. That's a bummer. What is up? What is up, friends? Hi, friends. Hi, Chrissy. How are you doing? Good to see everyone here tonight. And once again, just a reminder, most of these people are from my mastermind group that are jumping in. So really appreciate you guys jumping in. But if anybody else has any questions, be sure to ask them below. Now, I'm going to jump over to a couple of questions that I get pretty often. And so let me just organize these here. This is one question I get that's kind of funny, but it just says, what surprised you most about live selling? So in the early days on Amazon, the big thing was like live selling. It was jumping in, taking products that you have, or maybe a company sent you, but really like what you have, and building a carousel and of products of up to 40 products, and you can go live and people can interact with that content and purchase during the live show, and you would make a commission off of it, which was pretty cool. So I think everything about live selling surprised me. I was like, wait, how this is crazy. So I can just go live on Amazon. I can sell products that I don't own, that I don't have to ship, that I don't have to fulfill, and I can just talk about them. And when people buy them, I make a commission off of it. I think all of that stuff was pretty surprising to me. And then they got into the shoppable content space, which is pre recorded video that lives on those product pages. And I was even more shocked. I'm like, wow. So Amazon is giving me access to post content onto their product pages. And when people interact with that content and make a purchase, I make a small commission. I'm super surprised. So I was surprised by all of that. And some days I still wake up and I have to pinch myself and go, wait, what do I do for a living? What do I do to make money? This is insane. So a lot of fun. Let's say hi to a couple more people. Raphael Williams, good to see you. Here we go. Where do you live selling nowadays? Where are you doing live selling? So right now I am not actively live selling. I do have it on my list to do an Amazon live stream soon, just to kind of knock off the cobwebs, knock off the dust, and get back on there. Just so I'll be a little bit more up to date on what's going on the live selling side. That kind of went and this is how kind of the Amazon program works. Just like any business works, they are always iterating, right? They are always changing. They're testing. They're putting programs in, taking programs out. They're pushing certain things and then not pushing them. And so this is why I always throw up a big caution flag when I see hordes of people getting on one strategy that relies on any of these programs. This is Amazon, this is TikTok, this is YouTube, this is Instagram, shopping, whoever in this space. If you are relying on the platform, I start getting nervous because that is not a business. That is maybe money, which I get a question about that here in a little bit. But if I'm going to personally live sell, and if I'm going to take my products or products that I get from Amazon sellers and I want a fast place to sell these, I'm going to go to an app called Whatnot. I've sold over like 1,700 orders over there, which has been a lot of fun. And so I would go over there and start selling. However, there are now softwares, live streaming softwares. I use one called Vimy.net. I think I talk about it quite a bit. And you can go on there and create your product. So you can do this as an affiliate too. So you don't have to have physical goods. But if you have like a Shopify store, you can connect it. So they get a plugin for that. If you are an affiliate like we are, you can kind of build custom product lists and carousels and go live. Or if you have your own shopping store and you just want to send people to that online store to make checkouts and stuff like that, you can also do that. And it's pretty cool. And when you go live, it kind of pops up a little picture that you upload, pops up a QR code if anybody is in a position to scan that. And then it also on some platforms like YouTube will drop a link in the chat so people can buy there. So that's another question. People are like, "What the heck is shoppable content? What is live selling?" It's basically if I'm going live here and I give you and there's a buy. It's like me going live or you going live, and there's a buy now option close by. That's what I say. So it's like if you see a video of somebody holding the product and there's a buy now button pretty close, that is a shoppable piece of content. So you can shop that thing. All right, cool. So let's jump into another question, and you guys are more than welcome to jump into the chat there. Hopefully, they're all coming through. I'm monitoring this just on my one system, and I'm going live in a couple different places. So, not really sure where that would be. So, okay, so that's live selling. Here's another question that I just got recently. I thought was very interesting. It says, what is the biggest misconception about shoppable content? Now, I'm going to put this into perspective. I mostly play in the Amazon influencer platform. Okay, so that's where I kind of live and work and have fun and do all the things. And so I'm just kind of coming from this perspective. But the biggest misconception I feel like, and especially when new content creators come on the platform, which there's been a slew of them recently, they kind of get in this mindset of like, dude, this is the sky's the limit. This is so scalable. It's not going to be that much work. I can make crappy content and put it up as fast as I can, and I am going to make so much money. And that's just not the facts. And I've been in this program for a long time. I know other people have been in this program for a long time. In that first, that first, probably my first year was awesome. I was just cranking, rocking and rolling, and luckily someone told me like, hey, this is, you got to keep going all the time. Just bam, bam, bam. Doesn't matter how good you're doing. So probably the biggest misconceptions is like it's easily scalable and passive revenue. Like I want to get to a certain point, I'm going to start earning, and I'm not going to have to do anything else. Though that's totally wrong. You're always going to have to feed the content hamster that lives in the cage that runs on the wheel. You're not only doing feeding the machine, you're like feeding the, yeah, I guess you're feeding the machine that's powering the hamster wheel, which is the hamster. I don't know, whatever, who cares? I'm trying to like put something together here. But basically, it's work. Okay, that's the biggest misconception is like, oh, I don't have to work hard. I can just make crappy content and put it out there, and it's going to pay me in perpetuity forever and always. And that's not true because there's so many things that we just don't control in the Amazon space, in any space that we are posting content. And we always should know this as content creators, especially if you came from the content creation world, which I did not. I kind of came from the business world and then started doing content as a business. So I really never fell into that like whole like, oh, let me grow my audience, let me get subscribers, let me grow my YouTube big enough where now YouTube will pay me pennies per view. I never got into that. I got into like, oh, this is a hyper niche audience. I can build it. I can go sell sponsorship deals. I can work B2B. I'm not relying on platforms. I'm leveraging them. That's been my mindset for 5 years as a full-time content creator. And that is what I've been doing. So obviously you can monetize these platforms. Obviously that's a goal for a lot of people, and some of that stuff is more passive, like YouTube ads or whatever. But I don't know anyone who, maybe there's a couple people, maybe a couple people could live off of it, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I've seen some champion stories out there, but you never know what the behind the scenes is. So anyway, all right, let's see. So that's the biggest misconception is probably like it's easy and it's passive and it's forever. I'll always earn off this video, which is not true because in the Amazon program anyway, you in every program, every platform, you upload it and you hope the algorithm gods will have favor on you and you'll always be in the carousel. But that crap rotates out. The product changes, new models come out. I ran a storefront check not too long ago and I had over 800 videos of my 4152 or whatever I have posted. I had over 800 of them that were connected to products that are no longer available. They're just out of stock forever, I guess. I don't know if they're ever coming back. And so that is the problem. Like when you upload to Amazon or anyway, TikTok Shop, wherever, you may have a short lifespan on the carousel. You may get rotated out. You might get views, might not. The product may sell, the product may not sell. There's so many maybes in that strategy, and it kind of it really makes me nervous when I see people like, I'm quitting my job. I'm going to go to Creator Connections and just get free product for the rest of my life and do free videos. I'm like, ugh. I mean, maybe, but that's not the game I'm trying to play. So, all right. See, why is now the time to start? So I told somebody this the other day. I said, like, you just got to get started. You just got to get started doing this live selling game. And this person is more in the traditional brick and mortar retail space. And I just said, well, you got to get started now because your competition is going to kill you if you don't go now, if you don't learn this now, if you don't start building this online audience and start to embrace the culture of live selling, of live shopping, of shoppable content, all these things that we're working on. Because everyone else is going to do it. Your competition is going to do it. Now, as far as a content creator goes, I think it's a no-brainer. I think like you already create YouTube videos, you already create TikTok videos, you already create Instagram videos, you already use ECAMM Live or OBS or StreamYard or whatever. It's like take that same skill set and just monetize super quick. I mean, I always say this. I say I bet I monetize. I may not make as much money as people who've been in the game for a long time, but I guarantee you I made money faster than a lot of content creators on the internet because I saw opportunities and didn't listen and to every blog and every video I watched saying I got to have 1 million followers to go make money. And so I made money 4 days after, or 4 weeks after I started creating content, not 4 years or 5 years. And so platforms like this, if you're a content creator, it's just a no-brainer. It's like you already have the skills. I mean, there's people that at ECAMM Creator Camp, and I'm sitting there going, "You have the skill. You got the audience size to get into the program. You have the equipment that's already sitting there at your desk, and you're already pushing buttons, and you already know how to go from this shot to that shot to this shot and everywhere else, and show product and show quality content quickly." Is the name of the game, and you are able to do that already. Hey, do me a favor, throw a chat there in the comments. I want to make sure the comments are coming through. It doesn't look like I've had one in a while, which maybe just be, it's just me live streaming, talking to myself. But I just want to make sure they're working and coming through my system because I'm not monitoring them anywhere else, which maybe I will do that right now just to see. But I just want to double check and see if those are coming through. All right, so now's the time to start. Especially, I think if you're a seller, an e-commerce seller, you're gonna get smoked. You're gonna get smoked when your competition finds out the power of live selling, the power of being one to many, to be able to talk to a lot of people, even if you own a retail store. And imagine this: I go into retail stores all the time, and I always crack up because the person who's working is on their phone. They're sitting there. I have a question for them, and they're out of practice. They don't know anything about the product. They don't know anything about the service. They don't know anything about what really is going on because they're so bored because the door dings a couple hours a day. And then the rest of the time, they just sit there twiddling their thumbs on their phone and scrolling for eternity. But imagine if you had a solid live streaming plan and you maybe even called me and said, "Hey, do you have some content creators that can go live on our platform, on our Shopify store, talk about our products, our services, and live sell them?" The answer is yes. So even if you don't know how to do it, there's plenty of talent out here that does know how to do it. So probably no one watching this right now that is in that retail space, but if you are in that retail space, this is a big, big, big opportunity, and you are missing out. And when your competition finds out about it, I promise you, they are going to smoke you to the ground. All right, we got another question here from the Side Hustle Shuffle. Let me bring this up. Here we go. Side Hustle Shuffle. Bring it on in here. Would you ever translate your messages into Chinese? No, I wouldn't. I just the thing is, if somebody sends me a message in Chinese, I'll just translate it to English. And if I send them one in English and they don't understand, I'm sure they'll translate it into Chinese and we'll figure it out. So, but no, I'm not going to do that because I don't speak Chinese and I don't read Chinese. And so I don't even know what that says. So it could be accurate, could be inaccurate. But anyway, yeah, I would let them put it together. But maybe you should try. I mean, maybe. There was one point where I'm like, I'm going to learn Chinese. I'm going to learn how to speak Chinese. So anyway, all right, let's see. Let's keep moving here. What other questions do we have that came in? Why is now the time to start? Okay, here we go. How often should I post videos? This is a good question. So in my strategy, I want to work with brands. I want to work with sellers. Whatever I post to Amazon, whatever I make off of Amazon, it's good money, but it's bonus money. That's not my main focus. My main focus is to find and serve Amazon sellers or Amazon agencies who need content about their product, who want Amazon influencers to create that content. And so I want to post as much as I can for a couple reasons. One, just to make more money. So if that does happen to hit the carousel, people do watch it, they do click it, I do make money. But then also, every single piece of content that I put onto Amazon is now an asset. It is now my salesperson. How do people find me? I get messages every single day, dozens of messages every single day where people are going, "Can you do a product video for me? Can you do a product video for me? Can you do a product video for me?" And the reason why is because they find my content other places. They find it on Amazon, and then they reach out and say, they're shopping their competitors, and they reach out and say, "Hey, I just saw your video about that portable monitor. Can you do one of my portable monitor? I really liked it. Your video was quality. It was clean. It was concise." And I go, "Sure." And here's the price, and we move on from there. So how often should you post? As often as you want to make money, either from the platform or to get your face in front of other people who need your services. So that's how often. So as often as you possibly can is the name of the game. And my personal preference is, even though over the years I have kind of niched down, my personal preference for Amazon is not to get niche, not or niche, or however you want to say it. I say niche because that rhymes with rich. There we go. I'm gonna keep saying niche. So if you yeah, because I don't like quiche or quiche, not quiche. That sounds weird. Anyway, so my personal preference is to put out a bunch of different videos about a bunch of different products in a bunch of different categories. Now you can get very strategic about those categories. There's different payouts for those categories and all that kind of stuff, and that's really fun. And if you like analytics and you like data and you want to spend most of your life like looking through content and information, have at it. I don't want to do that. I want to make videos, post videos, and go ride my golf cart to the beach. That's all I want to do. So that's my strategy. Okay, so post as often as you can because you want to make more money. Every piece of content you have out there is a part of your portfolio, and that's what I teach people when they come into my mastermind group. Is let's look at your portfolio and let's get that thing built up. Now, there's so many different ways to do that, and I'm not going to get into it in this show. But you want to have a nice portfolio. If you it depends on the strategy that you want to do. If you just want to make videos as fast as possible, and I have a friend of mine who did this. He just made it fast as possible, 30-second videos. He's like, "I never want to work at the brand. Do not care about that. I just want this to be somewhat of a side piece of revenue or whatever." And he did it, and he did fine. And he was making money for a while, but then he stopped posting, stopped putting different products on there, and now he doesn't make hardly anything. And when he was crushing everybody I knew. So there is that. There we go. I can talk, I promise. All right, let's jump over here to Macy. Macy says, "I want to start making more money." Me too. More money in less time is all of our ultimate goal. I mean, that's what we want to do. We want to make money without spending a ton of time doing it. And so I agree with you. I want to start making more money. And so you got to start implementing those elementary things every single day. So consistent application of elementary things is what's going to win in this game. It's consistency over creativity. I say it all the time, consistency over creativity, especially in this shoppable game, especially with Amazon. And that's why I love working with like ECAMM or some kind of multi-cam opportunity, because I can get in here and create quality content quickly, still kind of have that creativity around it, but not be so bogged down with the whole editing process and all that stuff. And I can just move more and more and more product through the funnel. All right, let's jump in. Let's see what other questions we have. And if you have any questions, just put them in the chat. I'm just doing questions that I get often, and so these are always fun to bring up. I get a little folder I keep, and I always like to ask these questions that I get. Okay, here's another one. What is the biggest mistake when scaling brand deal video output? Maybe I should have rewrote this question, but I think what you're talking about here is what's the biggest mistake when trying to scale brand deal video output? Okay, so first of all, the biggest mistake is not having a system. That is in any business that I've ever been in. If I do not have a system, if I do not have clarity of where I'm going and how I'm going to get there and how I'm going to produce, I can be the best salesperson ever. I can create the best content of anyone on the market. I can do all these things superior to anyone else. But if I don't know where or who and what, where this thing came from, who sent it to me, what are they going to pay me if I do the video, where is it supposed to be uploaded to? If I can't answer all these questions, I'm not going to last long. It doesn't matter how good you are at creating content. It doesn't matter how good you are at putting together deals. If you don't have a system to organize them, this thing will get crazy and it will get crazy fast. And we're kind of seeing this already, and I'm seeing this as people are using a strategy to get free products from creator connection sellers, and they're getting dozens of products. Yeah, I count people's products on their front porch every day on my social media, and then I times it by the number that I get paid per video, and I go, oh, that sucks to be you. Like, you just lost so much money. It's insane. And the crazy part is now they got to do all this free work and they have no system. And people are talking about being backed up and they got hundreds of products and they don't know what they do. They don't know how to get rid of the product. They don't have a sale process for the product and they don't have a system and they don't have a process and they are going to get smoked. And so I don't care if you're charging for the videos. I don't care if you're doing them for free. I don't care if you're doing 30-second videos or 10-minute videos. You have to have a system and you have to have it in place from day one and get that thing moving. And I don't even care if it's a spreadsheet. Like, day one, spreadsheet, you're organized, you know where it came from, where it's going, who's paying you, what the deliverables are. You have all the information, then that is what matters the most. So that's the biggest mistake, is you don't have a system. You don't have a clue of what is going on. So what is going on? We got Bez in the house, Billy Dill. Some people call me Deal Billy, but Billy Deal's okay. We got awesome fun things, telling Chrissy hi. So we got some people in the mastermind group having fun, hanging out. Appreciate you all being here, sharing the show, doing the thing. Let's see what else. We got a few more questions. If you have a question, let me know. If you're from the community, you already know, or maybe you don't know, and we're gonna get to that here in a minute because I got a way for you to know as I'm launching some other. So where is this thing? Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right, next question up. How big does my audience need to be to get a brand deal? Okay, so this is kind of like two-part. I have two processes here, and I'll share each one of those. So first of all, if it's on Amazon, you don't have to have a big audience because you're leveraging the Amazon access to do the brand deal. Now, if you are like a podcaster or a YouTuber and you're looking for more of a sponsorship deal or a brand deal, then I think I'll say I know because I've done this. You don't have to have a huge audience, but you have to have a pure audience, a niche audience. The beginnings of a good community, and then you have to figure out what is your content, who is it for, and what sponsorship deal would make the most amount of sense for all three. So you create this little trifecta relationship. And this is what I was able to do in the fishing community. Is we started a fishing podcast and we were able to quickly go to a sponsor and or potential sponsor and talk about the value of the community and talk about the value of them getting started early inside of our event, our weekly event. And we did this by studying people who are already, promoting stuff, doing events, like sponsoring tournaments and different things like that. And so we were able to go build that relationship pretty quickly and say, hey, we're starting this new project. Here's the rate. We're going to grandfather you in for that. And then we're going to grow this thing over time. And the benefit for you is when we're here, you're still going to be paying down here. And so we're going to lock you into that relationship. So anyway, I have a whole process that I do for podcasters or YouTubers, anybody that has a really particular like niche audience on those other platforms. Amazon, Doesn't matter. Just if you have a big enough audience and an engaged enough audience to get into the program, then you can start working brand deals. I do think you need some content on your page. You need quality content on your page, and you need somebody in your corner like me to make those referrals for you as well, and that or somebody that's in my mastermind group that can help and point you in the right direction of what's the next step. I got the Amazon account, I got the Amazon page, I got some good quality content, got my videos approved. Now what are the next steps for me to go find some of these brand deals, find some of these sellers, all that kind of stuff. So all right, we got some more questions coming in, so let me jump over here and see. And I like Matt using Q colon, and it's a big one, so I'm going to move it up. And okay, maybe not that big. Okay, here we go. How many followers approximately on IG will get you into the influencer program? I know it's impossible to know for sure. You answered your own question, Matt. The answer is no one knows, okay? If anybody tries to charge you 97 bucks and tell you that I know the magical answer, they don't. They don't know. They have no idea. I've seen people with, I personally got in with 2,500 on 4 years ago with Instagram. I've seen people with 10,000 followers not get in. I've seen people with 300 followers get in. I think what matters is I don't know what they're looking for. They could be looking for different ethnicities. They could be looking for different, who knows what? I don't know. I don't know. Different looks, different styles, maybe just engagement on platforms. But it is an influencer program. So you got to be kind of bringing some value to the world on the internet. And there's got to be some social proof of people liking, commenting, sharing, different things like that. So not exactly sure what the algorithm is going to do or say or whatever, but just go apply. And it's real simple. Just go Google Amazon influencer program or sign up for it or whatever, or go to my website, billythorpe.live, and I get a free video on there where I walk you through the entire process and give you my best practices that I've helped other people get approved on. So, all right. We got some chatty going on. Good evening, Billy. What is up, Hank? Good to see you. You're never late, man. You're never late. And it's primarily because our friend Brandon Washington inspired me to put this little lower third, letting you know what we're talking about. So you're right on time, man. You're right on time for the information that you need. All right, here we go. Hello, Hank. Matt, IG is definitely not the platform to, oh boy, these comments are going to drive me nuts, to get into the program. Well, it is. There's 4 platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Those are the 4. So those are the 4. TikTok might be the fastest if you have no audience at all and you're just like, I just need to build an audience with some engagement. Like go play on TikTok. I think you can probably grow faster over there. But yeah, plenty of people get in with IG. For sure. 6K on IG, yes or no? I would say yes, if the engagement's good. Now, here's the funny thing. If you have, and people crack me up all the time because they're like, I'm an Instagram influencer and I teach you how to grow your audience. I go look at their audience and they got 10,000 followers. Never fails. 10,000 followers, no engagement at all. No likes, no shares, no comments, nothing. And I'm like, you know how to buy followers. Congratulations. Because I have like 3,300 followers and I probably get like 1 or 2 or 3 people at least liking a post or commenting on it or at least freaking looking at it. So, yeah, let's see. What does this say? It is my understanding that IG requires a business account. Yes, they either require a business account well, I should say, or a creator account. So you can just go over there, flip it over to a creator account, and then apply for it. So I think it's pretty simple. I think that is pretty simple. Okay, if you have any questions, be sure to ask them here. I'll bring them up. I'll ask them or answer them as best as I can. And just as a disclaimer here, I'm not like the Amazon influencer guru. Okay, like I leverage the Amazon Influencer Program to work with brands. So I've done over 4,000 brand deals. So if I'm a guru of anything, it's a low ticket, high frequency business model of leveraging my access to certain things to work with brands, to work with sellers. So that is what I'm doing. So Hank says, I'm applying for the influencer program either tonight or tomorrow. Just do it now. Just do it now. If you're in a place where you can just pop your laptop open and go do it now, it'll take 30 seconds and you'll know. Let's see. What is Bradley? Bradley, what's up? Good to see you. I'm double booked tonight, so I'll have to watch the replay if I'm not done in time. Awesome. Well, thanks for being here. Thanks for commenting, being a part of it. Let's see. What else we got going on? I'm excited for you, Hank. It's a bot that does approvals. So apply 1,000,000 times. All right, there you go. That is definitely a bot nowadays. I'm so old, Bradley's probably like this too if he's still watching. We were so old in the influence program, when we applied, it told you how many people you needed. That's how old I am. I had to manually type it in there. That's how old I am in this program, is just manually typing what it is. There was no like connect your account and wait 5 seconds. It was manually type, and I don't chicken peck my keyboard, okay? I was raised right. I can actually type on this bad boy, like at least 5 words a minute. So anyway, yeah, that was pretty funny. All right, let's jump into another question here that I have preloaded, because I like these preloaded questions. They're pretty fun. We already talked about that one. So let's just bring up this one. What are some red flags and brand deal offers? Oh my God, I love this question. The biggest red flag, and I'm saying if a brand reaches out to you and says, hey, Chrissy, I got this product and it is awesome and you're a great content creator. Every video you make just makes my belly warm inside. Can you please order this product and then I will refund you 100%, and all you have to do is make a review video and give it 5 stars. That is a huge red flag. No bueno, don't do it, run. Say no. Just say, this is against my terms of service with Amazon, and save your account. So yeah, that's one of the biggest red flags I see. And some companies will offer you a lot of money to do this. I had a company offer me $1,000 to buy their competitor's product and then give it a bad review. $1,000. I'm like, golly, you better be glad I have a whatever, a moral code or a something. You better be glad I'm like an honest person, that I don't want to first of all, I don't want to sabotage anybody else's business. But anyway, so there's some slick ricks out there. They'll try to get you. But if anybody is offering you a reimbursement for buying their product, the answer is no, because they're just trying to spike their sales data and all that stuff in their own game that they're playing over on Amazon as a seller. You don't want to do that. All right, that's the biggest red flag. What's another red flag? Let me think. Help me out in the chat if you know another red flag. I'm trying to think of one. I'm trying to think of another red flag with a brand deal. My red flag is we don't have a budget. I mean, that one's I always fight that one back. That one's always fun. I'm like, you obviously have a budget. You got a portable monitor company. Like, what did you do? Just what happened? Did you find money laying on the ground and just build a whole company? Get out of here. Let's see. I'll think about some more red flags, but that's the biggest one I get all the time. It's like, can you do this video and we'll pay you or whatever? Or can you buy it? I mean, okay. Okay, this is my favorite question. What do I mean by maybe money? Jeez, hold the rant. Okay, I'm gonna try not to rant on this. Okay, I'm gonna be as cordial and as nice as I possibly can. So when I talk about maybe money, I'm talking about I'm talking about uploading videos to a platform and maybe getting paid. And so the Amazon Influencer Program, the TikTok Shop, everything is this. You make a video, you upload it, and then they have full control. So does it go on a carousel? Well, first of all, does it get approved? That's under their control. Does it go on the product page? Does it go on a carousel? Is it upper, lower carousel? Is there a carousel that week? Are they going to take it away? Is it going to be in the rotation? How long is it going to be there? Does the brand even sell it yet? Or is it, how many is in stock? Is it going to be a product that stays there for a long time? And then maybe people are going to watch your video. Maybe all that happens. So maybe you upload it, it gets approved, it gets on the carousel, there's plenty of quantity. And then the big maybe start. Maybe somebody watches your video. Maybe it's the last video that they watched before maybe hitting the buy now button, and then maybe it actually ships, and then maybe they don't return the product, and so you don't get because everything is 60 days out. So if somebody makes a return, then you lose the credit for that sale. And so there's too many maybes in this game to just rely on these programs the way that they were intended for you to rely on them. So I always say that don't rely on maybe money. I actually told someone this in an email today. They sent me an email, very nice, very cool product. They said, "Hey, can you do this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Here's my pricing guide." And they go, "Oh, unfortunately, we are all out of budget because we're doing R&D and blah blah blah, and we're putting our product to market." And I go, "Oh, well, I'm unfortunately, oh, but we'll offer you 20% per sale." Okay. Which I'm totally okay with that. They got creator connections and some other ways of doing it, whatever. But the problem is I go, well, maybe that will work out. Maybe your product will sell. It's new to market. So maybe it'll sell, maybe it won't. Maybe I'll make money, maybe I won't. That doesn't make sense to me because it's not maybe are my bills going to come. It's not maybe is my rent going to come due or my mortgage going to come due. It's not maybe am I going to have to buy new equipment for my studio. I just did. I just had to drop $1,000 on a piece of kit so I can make this business run. I didn't just maybe build this business and maybe make all this investment so I can't make maybe money. Now there's often times where there's leverage points of doing free product videos and all that kind of stuff. But if you are just relying on the maybe money, then you are maybe you don't have a business. Maybe you don't have a business. That's you don't. I don't care what you say. You have a side hustle, hope money. You get some hope money, you get some maybe money, and it's not a fun place to be because you can't rely on it. And I've been in the program for 4 years. I've been super focused on it for 3, and I've seen income do this. Hey, it's a roller coaster, just like any other business, but that business you can't control. If I'm working with brands, if I'm working with sellers, if I'm working as a content creator, as a micro media company, I am now in control to be able to go, you know what? I can just reach out to more people. I can offer different products, different services, different video types. I don't just have to post on Amazon. I can do vertical, I can do horizontal, I can do square, I can do whatever you want me to do. I got some really nice camera. You want me to take some photos for you? I can do all kinds of stuff. But if you don't have a relationship with the brands, you don't have a relationship with the sellers, then you don't have a clientele. You don't have anything. You just have this, I'm going to put it up into the internet and hope to God that it shows up and makes me money. And to make this, to prove this point even more, my first year to my second year on just Amazon income, I was down $8,000. 8,000. So if you work a 9 to 5 job right now and you're watching this and your boss came to you and go, "Hey, you know what? You're doing great. You're doing awesome, but I can't pay you. I'm going to pay you $8,000 less. So we're going to take you from 50,000 and we're going to take you down to 42,000. Good job. Here's your maybe money." And so it's like, I can't. I mean, that was a huge eye opener for me to go, wait. I got thousands of more videos up. Like probably 1,500 more videos the second year than the first year. That's insane that I made $8,000 less. That's why you can't rely on the platforms. You got to leverage them. Can't rely on them. Got to leverage them. Okay, here we go. Let's see. We got another question. Sorry, I told you guys I will rant on maybe money. I will rant on it. There's strategy for it, but I will rant. So I gotta be quiet. Hank, what's up, Hank? Where we at? I gotta keep moving these up and down. Hank. Okay. If I'm monetized on TikTok already, does that give me an edge to get into the influencer program? I don't know. I would not say any monetization on TikTok has nothing to do with you getting into the program on Amazon. What I would do is if that TikTok account is doing well and it's got a lot of activity on it, it's got a lot of followers, I would literally go right now, Hank, to the Amazon influencer sign up page and take the next 5 minutes and sign up and give us your results here in the chat. There's no fear. It's not like they're going to come take your house if you're not. It's just like, okay, well, I can do a little more work. And if you're monetized on TikTok already, you're trying to get into Amazon, and then you just need to grow your TikTok audience, then to go do more work on TikTok. That's it. Just no problem at all. And I get it, man. I was nervous the first time. I was like, I don't know if I want to do it. I don't know if I want to do it. I don't know if I was just so nervous about being rejected. But then it was like, I got rejected 3 times before, and I worked my stinking butt off. Everyone I knew, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. You'd think I was selling like Instagram. I was like, can you just follow me on Instagram? I'm trying to get approved for something. Can you just follow me on Instagram? Everywhere. I was on Clubhouse. I was probably on live stream. I was probably posting in random Facebook groups. I was just begging people, just get me in, get me in, get me in. And so that is what I would definitely say. So let's see. Inside Hustle Shuffle says, build the skills, have a system, create relationships. Got it. Easy peasy. Misconception. Easy peasy is a misconception. It's the crap that you got to go through and you got to keep going through to build a business. Any business. It doesn't matter. I talked to a friend of mine earlier this week, and he owns a business completely different than my business. Not even on the same page, not in the same clientele. I'm talking nothing is the same. But we have a lot of the same issues. We have a lot of the same mindset issues. We have a lot of the same work throughs where it's like, this is just a lifestyle. So if you want to do this full time, you want to do this as an entrepreneur, it's a lifestyle, and you just have to figure it out, and you have to always be tweaking. Like, you look at these big programs like Amazon, for instance. Amazon, when we first got on there, and Jim knows, Side Hustle Shuffle Jim, he knows this. When we first got on Amazon, you could go live and just get the bag. You could just pull, you just scrape the bag right in, just the bag right there, just the money. You just pulled in, and that was it. It was easy. It was seemingly easy. But they were building something. They were testing something. They were pushing something. They were preferring, something going on, and they were controlling. They're the little puppet masters. Keep that in mind. Whatever they want to happen on their platform is going to happen, and rightfully so, because it's their platform. And then all of a sudden, poof, live selling goes away. You're like, what the freak? This was just a hot thing last week. Oh, but now these shoppable videos. Oh, great. Everybody starts pumping shoppable videos, me included. Is it horizontal videos? Boom, 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 boom. Everybody's doing that. And then the Inspired tab comes out. Now you can make crazy money exactly just from Amazon because they're incentivizing people to do vertical video. So they're just pumping money into content creators. And the whole time I'm going, I am not doing vertical because I'm working with brands, and brands want horizontal. And I'm going to do what the brands want because that's the most consistent revenue that I can come up with. And I am not focusing on that because I've seen live stream come and go. I've seen shoppable videos slow down. I've seen vertical videos just go, and now what? Vertical videos are gone. The Inspired tab is poof, it's gone. Live selling is shoppable videos is still pretty good. But what's the hot thing now? You guessed it, creator connections. Just message 100 brands a day, get all kinds of free product, work for free. It's great. Make maybe money. And then when those brands, right before big sales days, they go, oh, you know what? We're pretty savvy. We're going to time this out to where our campaign ends right before Prime Days. I don't know if you caught that or not, but right before Prime Days, guess how many campaigns I didn't have that I had the day before? 200. 200 less campaigns. And if you think it was just by chance, you're wrong. It's by design. That is the problem with the game. You got to know the game. You got to know the plays. All right. I'm getting wild. Okay. I mean, I get wild because no one controls their business when you just upload content and hope that you get paid. It's crazy. It's not a business. It's not a business. You might as well go. I mean, you'll make more money doing that than picking up cans on the side of the road, but you get what I'm saying. Build your business. I don't care what kind of content you're creating. I don't care what you're doing. Work with brands, work with sellers, work with lots of them, diversify your income. Boom. All right. Who's with me? Put a little fire emoji in the chat. If you guys are like, Billy, calm down. My wife gave me some kind of keto drink earlier, and I am fired up. I don't even know if I'm going to sleep tonight. It's 9:02, and I'm like, let's go, babe. I'm like preaching the gospel of brand deals tonight. All right, here we go. I'm now considering if a product has a creator connections campaigns before accepting it. Why? If you're going to get paid for the deal, just do the deal. Nobody cares. Now, most people are going to. Probably most of the ones that I get have creator connection campaigns. Most of those products that people are getting for free on creator connections, I have 800 and something campaigns. I had over 1,000 before Prime Days or whatever. And so now I don't care if they have creator connection campaigns. I care, do I get paid up front from the brand? Do I make some money up front from the brand? Because I know I'm not in control of campaigns. I'm not in control of carousels. I'm in control of Billy. I'm in control of my negotiation skills. I'm in control of my content creating skills. That's the thing I can leverage. That's how I can build consistent income. That's the only way. If I focus just on commission with over 4,150 videos, I would not be making 6 figures a year. No way. Nowhere close would I be doing those kind of numbers. And I would be sweating big drips of sweat going, oh my God, what is this? What is happening? I would go get a job. That's what I would do. And if this is a side hustle for you, then that's totally great, right? Like if you're like, I'm never going to do this full time, I don't care about anything you're saying, then that is a strategy. And this is what I open the door. So I give Matt a hard time, awesome, fun things. I just like to get on him. But, he has a different strategy than me, but he doesn't have the same needs that I do. He doesn't have the same goals or the same desires to build this thing into a business of its own like I do. He's having fun. This is side money, side hustle money. It's fun for him. It probably buys him some toys, gets him some ice cream down the ice cream shop when he sells some products. He's having a good time. That's a whole different focus than me. And that's one thing when you're talking about building a consistent income stream, you got to know what is the goal for the income stream. You can't just say, well, I'm going to make as much money as I can. That's stupid. That is stupid, and it's not going to work. You got to put it on the paper. Here's what I want to make. You think that I just made 6 figures the last 2 years because I just thought, I just want to make as much money as I can? No, I go, hey, I'm going to strategically do this. I'm going to map out what it is to have a 6-figure business on a part-time schedule. That's what I'm trying to do. And that's what my focus is. What does that number need to be every single day? What metrics do I need to do every single day to get to the most consistent income in the least amount of time to hit my goal of making the kind of money I want to make? If you want to be a business, you got to think like a business. If you want to make money, you got to think like a business. And so it's shocking to me how many people just go, how much money do you want to make? Well, I just want to make as much as I can. All right. What is that? You got a number? I don't know. I just want to make passive revenue, make as much as I can. You're not going to get there. That's not a goal. That is, I don't know what that is. Like, that's not a goal. You got to make a goal. You got to put it on paper. You got to map that thing out and backwards engineer. All right. Anyway, I'm getting ranty. I better calm down. Let me take some water. I need some water. I probably need like a little breather. Turn the AC down a little. I don't have a Sparkles cam tonight, but she's over there. I'm just having fun. I'm having fun going live. I'm going to be like Kirk Nugent pretty soon. I'm going to yell and make someone cry. You had to be there. If you know, you know. All right, here we go. What else do we know? Oh, how do you build consistent income? You do consistent activity. There we go. I didn't even answer this question. Multiple streams of revenue in my business model is low ticket, high frequency, because I found a market of sellers and Amazon sellers with a lot of product and little budgets. And so I built a system to serve that particular niche in the video industry. And the video industry is yay big, right? And I just found one of those little rungs on the ladder that I could live the lifestyle I want to live and turn that into a revenue stream. So if you want to build consistent income, you got to do consistent income generating activities. It's waking up early. It's doing deals. It's reaching out to people. It's having a system. It's keeping yourself accountable. It's not, watching the football game on Sunday night. It's making videos. Like that's part of it. Like that's the suck that you have to embrace to be able to get to the place you want to get to. And so, when I'm talking about building income, my main streams are brand deals, resell, and then the Amazon commission. And then there's some other things that I'm now doing as well, just because I get a ton of questions about this process. So I started a mastermind group, and I'm doing some high level coaching right now. And then I'm about to launch another product or whatever, but I don't include any of that stuff in here. I'm just talking about Amazon stuff. And that's just from looking at a need and then solving a problem. As entrepreneurs, if that's what you are, if that's what you identify as, or whatever, what you call yourself, we solve problems. That is it. That's all I've ever done in any business I've ever done is I solve a problem. You got a problem? I'll fix it. One problem when I owned a t-shirt business was, hey, can you put this logo on a shirt? That's a problem. You need a logo on a shirt? I'll figure it out. Let's go. I'll go do that. Let me call you back. I sold $10,000 worth of t-shirt deals and never knew how to print a t-shirt. It's insane. And then I said, yes, yes, yes. And then I went and figured it out. But now I don't necessarily agree that you should do that, but I'm just saying, sometimes you got to go, I'm going to go figure it out. All right. What else we got here? I keep clicking on the same one. All right. Or they're not changing. Why are they not changing? Anybody have an answer? Here we go. Because I don't know what I'm doing. There we are. Oh, okay. So here we go. What does low ticket, high frequency mean? I get this question all the time. Glad you asked somebody. And I'm almost done. We're going to wrap this thing up right about an hour. So low ticket, once again, in this market that I play in, which is mostly companies from China who sell on Amazon, or they serve people who sell on Amazon, but they're based in China. And so they're really used to live selling, shoppable content. Like they've been doing this game for 20 years. In the US, we're just getting into the space. We are just scratching the surface of live selling, shoppable video, Amazon video, all this stuff. We're scratching the surface. We're like little babies, and we're just figuring our way around this shoppable content world. And so low ticket, high frequency is exactly what it means. It means I'm not charging very much per video, but I'm doing a lot of videos. And that is a negotiation tactic that I have to work with brands. So if I know a brand or a seller has access to thousands of products, then I'm willing to do a lower ticket for the most frequency, right? So I'm not really looking at, is the video $20 or $50 or $100? I'm looking at, like, is this a $2,400 a year account? Is this a $5,000 a year account? Is this a $10,000 a year account? Like, how big is this account, or how big could it potentially be? And that's what I'm comfortable with. I'm looking at the full scope because I have goals, not I want to make as much money as I possibly can. I have goals, and then I backwards engineer that from there, and I go, I need my average video to be this. I can get this many videos, I can get this many products. Now that I've moved to Puerto Rico, I have another hitch in the wagon here, or another bump in the road, I should say, is shipping. So shipping, especially with bigger items, maybe even better items at times, that stuff is not going to get shipped here because it's so expensive. So now I have to retool my entire game plan and my entire negotiation strategy to figure out what makes the most amount of sense for me. And so, it's always changing, but the high ticket, low frequency, or low frequency, high ticket, it's just doing a frequency of videos, a high frequency of videos for not a ton of money per video, which is totally against every influencer, protocol out there, traditional influencer model. But you got to have a system to make money with that. And I was telling somebody this today because they were like, I don't know if, X amount of dollars is enough per video. I'm like, it's enough if you have a system. Because I built a system on a $5 price point because I had no idea what I was doing. On a $5 price point, I built a system and hired someone and had an office space and everything because we were doing that much work. And it was insane. Now, I don't recommend it. A lot of people are trying to do it. A lot of people are going to fail at it, and you're going to get exhausted and you're going to get smoked. But if you need to get in the game, you need to make cash, you got to make some sacrifices. All right. Anyway, Moving on. Moving back onto the same question. Okay, here we go. Okay, we got a couple more questions here. Does quality of the video matter? This is a question I get all the time. And the answer is it depends on your goals. If your goal is to work with brands and work with sellers, the answer is yes, it matters very much. If you don't plan on doing that and you're going to source your own products, and by the way, there's a few different ways to get products from Amazon. There's one, buy them. Two, get them for free from a brand or creator connections, or three, and then get paid for those as well. But you can get those for free. You can get them. Well, anyway, you can get them for free offsite. You can get them for free on site. You can get them for free and a payment, whatever you want. But there's not a ton of ways to get to get products. So it's either you source them on your own, so you buy them, you borrow them, or you get them for free from Amazon sellers, and hopefully you're getting paid for those collaborations as well. Hopefully you're not just getting into the maybe money method. Is now what I'm going to refer to it as, is the the maybe money method. Okay. So anyway, does the quality matter? 100%. It always matters. And if you want to work with brands, you want to work with sellers, you want people to take you serious, every piece of content you put out is a salesperson for you. When I ask people, how did you find me? And why did you hire me to do your video? Those two questions I ask every customer, because if you don't know where they're coming from, you don't know your business. If you don't know where it's coming from, you got to know. And they say, I found your Amazon page and the quality of video is superior to anyone else's. It's better than anyone else's. And now, do I necessarily believe that? I don't know, because I don't watch anyone else's videos on Amazon. I watch my crew. Like you saw a bunch of people in here from the Dealmakers Mastermind, and they're jumping in, and I watch their videos. I make sure their videos are tight, because if I send a brand their way, I want the brand. We got to just make it easy for brands to say yes. So if they look at your video and it's quality content and it's just driving and it's talking about the product and the information and it's just crushing it, then they're going to go, yeah, I can imagine my tablet in this guy's hands. I can imagine my product being talked about by this guy or this girl. So you got to have quality content, and it's got to be turned around quick. Okay, let's jump to another question here. I'm going to find a different strategy for this lower third. Okay. Are you asking those questions after you do delivery or at another point? I'm asking the question, well, first of all, I'm asking, how did you find me first? So, once I reach out to a brand, normally they'll say like, oh, I saw you on YouTube, or I saw you on Amazon, or whatever. But if they don't say that, I'll just, reply in response to the pitch that they sent to me. So normally they're telling me about their product and how awesome it is, and they want me to make a video. And then when I reply to them with my thing, I just say, and by the way, how did you come across my information? Because I'm curious. And most of the time, 99.9% of the time, it's just Amazon. We're shopping our competitors' listings, seeing what they're doing, and then we want to hire you to do the same on ours. So yeah, ask those questions. Okay, one last question. What question would it be? Oh, let's see. I just have these like preload. Okay, here we go. How do you turn free product offers into paid deals? This is my favorite question. Probably my favorite question. One, I tell people I charge a fee. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. So if you don't ask for money, then the answer is going to always be no. It's always going to be just free product. And here's the thing that I struggle with early on, and this is a mindset thing, is scarcity mindset. I thought, oh my God, if I say no to this free product or to this cheap brand deal, then no one is ever going to reach out to me again, and this might be the end of it. And I need to do this free product so I can put a video on Amazon and get the attraction of somebody that might pay me the next time. When in actuality, all I needed to do is say, hey, I'm excited to make a video about your product. I do charge a small creator fee, because I have expenses just like everyone else in the world, because I have nice gear. You reached out to me and said my gear is awesome, that my video looks great, that I am well rehearsed on screen, that I can show up and deliver a message. So that is valuable and that needs to be compensated. And that is the skill set that I'm selling. I'm not selling a video, I'm selling a skill set. This is my skill of making content, and I am now selling that skill to help you promote your product so you can make more money. So I go, look, I've created 4,000 products. I generate millions of dollars in revenue for my clients every single year. My videos generate millions of dollars in revenue. And that is not a joke. That is not a play on words. That is not stretching the truth by whatever. I can pull my numbers up right now and go, millions of dollars of revenue. There you go. That's what these videos have done. So it's worth something. And I'm not asking a lot. So that's what I do. So how do you turn free product offers into paid deals? You make the offer. And if they say no, or they say, well, my budget's this or my budget's that, what can you do for it? You negotiate the deliverables. So it's like if I reach out to somebody and I say, they say, hey, I want you to put my video on Amazon and YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, which happens all the time. And I go, sure, it's X amount of dollars. And they go, oh, that's way above our budget. Can you do it for $50? I go, no, I can do this for $50. I don't say, no, I won't take your 50 bucks. I just say, what will I do for 50 bucks? And it's going to be a lot less than what I would do for $300 or $200 or $150 or whatever that fee that you would normally charge to post on all those different platforms. And you got to start thinking outside the box and not just yes or no. It's not a yes or no world. And people that are in this industry and that are from China are very good negotiators, and it is welcome practice. I've been working with Chinese companies for 2 decades, importing items in the custom products promotion space, and negotiations are welcome. And that is a thing that they do and love, and they will do, and they have margins. And you have creativity, and you can come up and structure deals any freaking way you want to make sure you both get a fair deal. Or what I say a fair deal is when both parties go, damn, they got a little bit more than I did. Like we both feel a little bit crappy here, that we didn't get the best deal. So that's what I would say if you want to turn free product offers. Now, there's all kinds of strategies to do that. I'm not going to get into them in this video. If you want more information about all this stuff, go to my website, billythorpe.live. I have a free mastermind group. You can get into there. It's going to be best if you're an Amazon influencer with on-site placement. It's going to make a lot more sense for you. But if you just want to get in, check it out, see what's up, hang out with content creators who are making shoppable videos and live shows and all that fun stuff, you can definitely jump in there for free. It's called Deal Makers. You'll see it right on my website. I think it's like the first thing on there, the only thing on there maybe. And then also if you want to see if you qualify for the Amazon program, there is a walkthrough video where I walk you through the entire process of applying, and I give you what I believe are what I've seen work the best. I don't know if it's the best. It's just what I've seen, and I've had a lot of success coaching people into getting into the program, even though it's not something I charge for. It's not something that I'm ever going to charge for because I don't know. I'll give you that information for free until the end of time, or until Amazon says, here's the list, Billy. Now I will charge you for that list. But otherwise, I'm not charging you. Go to my website, watch the video. I give you a full walkthrough of how to do that. And then if you want to jump into the group, you jump into the group, you ask your questions, we'll help you get your 3 videos approved, or, we'll look over them for you, do whatever. And then, from there, if you want additional coaching or you want to take my workshop that I'm working on, so I should have been working on it tonight, but I just got so excited about doing a little Q&A session. But if you want to, be a part of that, that's going to be available. And that's also going to tie into the higher end mastermind group one-on-one coaching opportunity that I have as well. So I'm working on all that stuff. If you're interested, go check it out. On the flip side, if you're a brand or if you're a seller or if you're in the retail space and you're like, this sounds exciting, I want to figure out how to do that, reach out to me. Go to my website, billythorpe.live, and reach out to me, and we will be in touch. I'm working with a couple brands right now who want to sell online, and I have all the tools. I can help you do that and consult you along the way, because it is the next thing. It is the thing, and you got to get on it and start figuring that out, and making those shoppable content videos for your own website, and also going live on your own website and going live on your own platforms to sell your product and build your community. Because just like this, I've been one to many, all night, and it's been a lot of fun, to answer questions, talk to people, engage, interact, and it's an experience that will grow your business over time. So, anyway, there you go. There's my rant. I hope that was helpful. I appreciate everybody jumping in. Chrissy, awesome fun thing. Side Hustle Shuffle. Thank you so much, Hank. Hank, I look forward to hearing from you. Bradley, thanks for jumping in as well. I think I got everybody there who jumped in, and Bez, my guy Bez, and Macy. I think it's it. I think it's all the people commenting. And Pinnacle AI. Pinnacle AI is the support system behind my business. So go check those guys out. They are awesome, and they have some amazing software. And I use it every single day to keep this ADHD brain on the track of doing the elementary things consistently. Consistent application of elementary things is what wins the day, and it's what keeps me moving. All right, that's it for me. My stream deck is over here, not over there. You guys have a good night, and thanks for watching.